Yeah, yeah. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining. So yeah, Lakshmi, you wanna go ahead?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, guys. I am Lakshmi here. Should I start with an introduction? Should I
Yeah, a
introduce
little
myself?
intro and then yeah.
Yeah. So I started reading since I was a young kid. I started with Famous Five, Unlimited, Famous Five, Secret Seven. Then I went back to school and I used to read Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, and all of that. Then as I grew up, I started to read Sidney Sheldon and all the like heavy books like Khaled Hosseini's books, like A Thousand Splendid Suns and The Kite Runner and everything. And now I am going to read out from a book called Girl Serpent Thorn. It's written by Melissa Bashardoust. It is a book talking about a girl who is imbibed with a curse that she can't touch anyone, otherwise the people will die. That's all. And it's a really interesting book if you think about it. And it has Persian roots too. So that is something to keep in mind. I'll just
Yeah. Meanwhile, please people
yeah,
feel free to
yeah, yeah,
get
please, please.
yeah. Feel free to get ready for your whatever you want to read in any particular section is.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Please.
done.
Hmm.
Okay. To her immense relief, she went only a little way farther before she stepped out into a clearing where the moonlight streamed down unfettered. But there was more than moonlight floating in the clearing. Smoke, she thought. The entire clearing was thick with smoke and scent, and yet it was empty. Soraya walked to the center of the clearing, waving the smoke away. But there was nothing there for the smoke. But there was nothing there for the smoke to be coming from. Help me, she asked the forest. Show me what doesn't belong here. But the forest didn't answer, of course, and she made it to the other side of the clearing without finding the source of the asphalt. And then she heard a strange noise from above, like a sigh, and she looked up. The smoke was thicker there, but through it she saw an iron cage hanging from the high branches of a tree. Hanging below the cage was a brazier, the smoke wafting upward to surround the cage. The brazier was clearly the source of the asphalt, although it couldn't have been the only one, given the amount of smoke and the strength of its effect on the Parvani. But it was the iron cage that caught Soraya's gaze, because through the veil of smoke she saw someone asleep inside it. Soraya backed away toward the center of the clearing again, and now that she knew where to look, not even the smoke could hide the truth from her. All around the edge of the clearing was a ring of cages. There were a dozen of them, each hanging from a tree and each with a brazier of asphalt pouring smoke from below it. And inside each cage was a sleeping form. Long hair spilled from some of the cages, and Sora thought she saw the shape of wings in others. The Pariks, she had found them. Thank
Awesome, awesome. You wanna talk about a little bit about whatever you have been reading recently,
you.
favorite
Yeah.
author? Yeah.
So in this book, it's a kind of a fantasy book, and it talks about in this book she is a princess who is obviously cursed, so she basically has to hide away, and no one knows about her existence except for the fact that people know about her existence, but the people always like ignore her, whenever she's around. Obviously, they have to stay away from her, and she is just looks from the windows basically. And so this time she actually wants to break away from her course because she likes the prince. Hello, Anoushka. Hello. So, she goes and she knows that what's the word for not the curse का उल्टा क्या रहता है? What's the opposite of a curse?
Boon.
Pradhan.
Yeah, sorry, yeah,
Okay.
boon. Yeah. So that I know that she knows that there's a bone. There's something that can break her curse basically. So she goes there to find it, and she knows that during these pariks, she'll find them through the pariks. Okay, so she goes there and she tries to find them, but she can't find them. And the paragraph that I just read, there that's where she found them. Yeah, it's a very interesting book if you want to read. Can I just read the backside of the story, backside of the book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Once upon a time, there was and there was not, as all stories begin. A princess cursed to be poisonous to the touch. But for Soraya, it's not just a story. Cursed to kill anyone she touches. Soraya has spent her whole life hidden away from everyone except her family, safe only in her gardens. Until the day her brother's soldiers captured a demon, a creature who could hold the key to her release. And as Soraya's choices lead to consequences she never imagined, she begins to question who she is and who she is becoming, human or demon, princess or monster. It's a really interesting.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome. And do you wanna? So, guys, any thoughts? Anyone want to introduce themselves, or we can continue with the maybe Lakshmi the poem. We can go ahead, but before that, someone can. So just feel free to say a couple of words about yourself. Say hi to us and things you are reading. Things how did you start reading? Any particular fond memories, favorite authors in general? Yeah.
Okay, so
Before.
hi guys, this is Anindya. I'm
अरे सर,
Anoushka's fiance. Nice
अरे
to meet you all
जॉइनिंग
finally.
फ्रॉम एकदम
I hope you
धीरेश.
like the cakes that she got today.
Oh,
I personally, miss them, but the thing is that yeah, I get to have them every day. So, anyways, I
oh,
personally started reading as a kid, with Geronimo Stilton. Right. I really like reading that. Then I went to Famous Five and so on and so forth. And currently, I am reading a book called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So I read a lot of non-fiction, boring books. So I'm boring that way. But yeah, that's what I read. Nice to meet you all.
awesome, awesome. Thanks, Anindya. Yeah, but any particular favorite genre, favorite authors? How did you start reading?
So I have this one book that's like an absolute favorite to me, and it's called The Ultimate Gift by Jim Stovall. You guys should read it for those who haven't. It's a nice read, and I really enjoy reading that.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, we really enjoyed the cake today, and thanks so much, Anushka, for joining.
I
Uh,
mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, she does bake really good. So
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, shy, shy.
yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to go ahead? Are you on mute, Anushka? I think you are talking, but we are not able to hear. Or is it some kind of Charlie Chaplin?
She is
Oh, I
miming.
muted myself. I am
Oh,
so
thug
sorry.
life.
I was talking and my mic was on mute.
Yeah.
Anyways, hold on. Hi guys, I'm Anoushka. Like I was saying before, my microphone decided to like go away. Because shy aa raha hai, guys. Anyways, so my
Okay.
name is Anoushka. I was there for the physical meetup today. So I got into reading when I was a kid, but cue academic stress and academic pressure, I ended up stopping my reading for quite a bit. I got into it recently again, like a year ago. Um,
When I went and bought you all those books from those bookstores.
yes. So he basically got me back into the habit of reading and, different books. And I picked a few from my dad, mostly Khalid Hosseini. I made the mistake of picking up Chetan Bhagat when I started reading again, and then never again. I read The Girl in Room. I think some 112 is what I was reading. It was an okayish book. So Khalid Hosseini, Paulo Coelho, all of these authors is who I read. Currently, I finished reading The Silent Patient, and it was one hell of a book. So that's what I finished reading. I want to start reading that. I'm also in the middle of A Thousand Splendid Suns. I have ADHD, so I skip books. Okay, in the middle. So, But yeah, they're both good books. So yeah, and for those of you who missed the bakes today, the next physical meetup I will get more. So yeah.
That's sweet. That's sweet. And we really loved the cakes and thanks so much. Oh my God. So, guys, what happened? So earlier, Anushka was like, I'm not sure if I'll be able to join or not. And then our very own, sir, are you here? Shashank. So our very own Shashank.
Please, no. Wait, I will tell you the story in a better way.
Yeah,
I'm a
please.
therapist by profession. I have clients. Okay, I was supposed to have a client Sunday morning, so I wasn't sure if I would join. Shashank over here threatened to kidnap my client and make sure he never makes it to therapy if I don't show up for the meeting. My client was held hostage by Shashank so he could have the cakes. Okay. Shashank is like, your client will never make it to your sessions. So I feared for my client's safety. So I made and
Oh my God.
put up.
In a way, I was helping you. You see, more trauma means more help when it comes to therapy, right? So you don't get it. Like, you should be grateful, you should be thankful to me.
इसलिए तो मैं बोला अगर ये हो गया तो नेक्स्ट टाइम संडे में 2 बार लेगा वो अपॉइंटमेंट.
The thing is that ना मारेंगे भी हम भी बचाएंगे भी हम भी.
Inflict the pain and then be like, I'm so sorry for hitting you. Here's my card. I can actually set your bones right. Goodness.
Oh my God. Awesome. And also, since you mentioned ADHD, so Sabreena here, welcome Sabreena again. She also runs a book club title. And yesterday night we were having a session, and we were talking about ADHD. Someone
Yeah, it was a very interesting session.
yeah, someone with ADHD, they were sharing their journey and how do they feel about it. And
You have a nice voice, Sabrina.
Oh, thank you. I'd show my face as well. It's better, but I'm in a very hideous state at the moment. So
It's okay. I'm sitting with the hoodie. It's fine. Hideous, no
Yeah,
hideous.
fun
Well,
fact,
no, next time
both
put
of us
on.
have
Next time.
ADHD.
Next time. Oh.
No, so ADHD actually with reading, I have noticed that a lot of my clients that have ADHD do like reading, right? I personally have ADHD and autism diagnosed, and I enjoy reading as well. And the way I explain it to people is when you have ADHD, right? You have your brain that runs at like the speed of a bullet train or even faster sometimes. So when you read, your brain is able to make those vivid images for you. You can see it, you can visualize it, and it gives you this little space of your own and you can escape into it. The amount of times that I was a kid and I have like used characters in books to just escape, right? And a lot of times people that are neurodivergent use books like that. So you'll see a lot of neurodivergent folks reading quite a lot. So it's interesting.
Awesome. But do you think that, so I have seen that some people with those tendencies, they also have a lot of energy, a lot of creativity. Have you felt like that? You have a lot of, like, you want to contribute to a lot of projects, sort of.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. So I can go on 6 different tangents at the same time. Right. I used to have my own blog. I used to do all the creative shit before I was that academically burnt out child. Right before that. But no, people with there are different types of ADHD, right? There is inattentive, there is hyperactive, and then there are people who have both combined. Right? So for people that are inattentive, they are not really all over the place and hyper. They are more fidgety. They have difficulties focusing, concentrating. People that are hyper have problems sitting in one place. So they also fidget, but they need to keep walking around. And then there are people who have the combined type who have both. It is like God was like, choose one. They are like, why one when you can have both? Right? So that's ADHD-C. Right? So a lot of times, these little things, right, of we call it hyperfixation, where you pick something and you get so into it that you can't do anything else, and that is what reading is. So it kind of negates that hyperactivity part, that fidgety part, because again, it is your own space, your own little cozy place in your head, and it just makes sense to you, right? It's your place. It feels nice. So yeah, while it is very like creative, energetic, all over the place, reading is something that really can hold you down, like ground you back. It's nice, unless they are textbooks, in which case you will see me snoring on top of those. Screw textbooks. I don't like textbooks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I am
Awesome.
that C type, and I have been
Great.
fidgeting currently because I
Oh,
can't sit still.
100%. Fist bump, guys.
And to
Yes.
answer you, Sabrina, yes, audiobooks help. I read books
Yes.
along with audiobook, and it makes it more interesting and as well as keep me focused. Because now I have an attention span of a goldfish, and it takes 1 second for me to just move away. My currently reading is in 50s technically because I start and then don't finish, and it takes months to just finish one. And I mean, it's either one day or 2 years, 3 years, you never know.
Yep. No, that
So
is
yeah,
very true. I have a hoard of books that Mishraji over here bought me. I started reading them very enthusiastically. I finished
right.
like two and a half like series, Bookska series. Means I finished two and a half of them. And then now I'm just like, I see the books like right here, and I'm like, I don't really want to open them right now. I will get to it later. Yes, that is exact. Let me show you. Wait. So I will not. So for the women here who will recognize the author, please do not make any comments. Okay, women that recognize the author, just keep it to ourselves. It's a girl thing. Hold on. I
What
will.
if I recognize?
Huh?
What if I recognize?
Everybody, women, men, keep it to yourselves. We do not need to let people know. But I do own these, a lot of these books. Like my entire collection is only her.
Everybody is curious about the book.
Hey, oh my god. And I have more where that came from. This is an author called Anna Huang.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
The best part is, I know the quickest way to a book lover's heart is to buy them books. So I bought her a library.
Shit, that was
मेरा अनिद्या किधर है?
We have some romantics here.
Pritam. Yes.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hello, good evening. So, I am from Kolkata, and sort of invited me into this forum, and thanks to him for introducing me to all of you. I was just listening to all of you, like very productive people looks like, and very much knowledgeable as well. And yeah, so talking about me, since childhood, I will not say I was a very vivid reader. My childhood readings used to start like this from when I used to come back from school. My mother used to, I used to, lie down beside my mother, and my mother used to pick up a storybook, and from there she will start reading. So first she will read the entire story, and then after a phase she will start reading one page. I will read one page, and from there on I moved on, and my reading habit developed. As Anushka said, once we got academically bombarded with all the books, our reading habit went off. And eventually when I came back into corporate, and when I started doing my own things, there I felt like we shall read more. And I am somebody who is more into uh, reading those books which are mostly on self-help, and which helps us to build our personalities, all the skill set, I will say, which can be used in day-to-day life, characters, etc., etc. So yeah, and recently I have got interest into all these thrillers and fiction. I have started reading slowly those things, but my major study or reading goes on those self-help sort of books. So yeah, happy to meet you all, and looking forward to have more interactions like this.
and
So yeah.
and just a pitch for Pritam. So he is a very fitness buff and is so like very consistent and very so you wanna talk about a little bit about that, Pritam? One, two lines.
Yeah, sure. So thanks for bringing this up as well. So yes, I'm a wellness guide. So typically, if you look at nowadays, people mostly who are having most of us in our generation we have problems like cholesterol, triglyceride, high triglyceride, fatty liver, obesity, back pain, knee pain, hair fall, stuffs like that. And the unfortunate part of our generation is we take it for granted and we feel like, okay, triglyceride and cholesterol is at border level. So it's okay, we'll carry on like this. So point is that, and that's where we make a mistake, and we see that a lot of people get into bigger set of troubles going ahead. So the only solution right now in India is that you start popping up pills, and that will give you solution. But that is not a solution. That is like suppressing all the symptoms, and that's where working upon a holistic well-being is something that helps. Typically, if I really go ahead, all of us who are working into corporate or we have some sort of business or stuff like that, all of us go through a lot of tension and stress, which is also a very major reason of getting those sort of issues. So working upon those pillars helps people to come back to that original level or normal level of blood parameters. So that's what I do. That's where I help and guide people to get into
Awesome,
that zone.
awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that, Pritam. Welcome again. Bhavik, yeah, please go ahead. And anyone, if anytime you want to chime in, just join the conversation. Please feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So I've been reading since I learned my ABCs. The oldest memory I have is picking up Tinkle and few Superman and Spider-Man comics when I was going towards Nashik. And ever since then, I have never been. I don't think there's been any moment where I'm not reading anything. I may have gone into slumps, but reading is like breathing to me. If I'm not doing that, then probably something is wrong. Uh, I started with comics, then moved on to the like the ones with less pictures like Treasure Island, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and all. And then ended Blyton, followed by Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, Sidney Sheldon, and then I discovered Goodreads around 2000. No, wait, sorry. Before that, I started reading manga around 2009. So I was heavily devouring manga. My first manga was Haruhi Suzumiya, and my favorite is Full Metal Alchemist,
Oh,
whose hardbound I'm collecting. Very expensive, by the way. So it's once a year. I pamper myself, and so yeah. I found Goodreads, which I thought was kind of a piracy site for books, but apparently it was not. And then I discovered a wide array of books. So I devoured a lot of fantasy, thrillers, dark fantasy, not the smutty kind, but the killing kind, and sci-fi, horror, and all of that. And around 2018, I started my Bookstagram account to since I was reading a lot of underrated or maybe not so popular books. I was like, let me show those books to the world as well as manga and everything because anime and manga were very underrated as such back then. So started my account and my Goodreads was also going well back then. And then things went downhill, so I started posting less and kind of lost interest as well. And then I think romance genre as a whole began to very like disturb me. And as you know, if you pick up fiction, the chances of you finding romance in it are 100, almost 100%. So yeah, it's a struggle, but I try to read, still fine, and I like made a very niche of reading few genres, which are thrillers, high fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, which for the most part have romance to like a very less subplot or none. And as I said before, my currently reading is like 20, I mean 50, but I would say 20 more because I'm switching between those 20 books and I find comfort in both physical as well as ebooks. And I listen to audiobook with them to which helps me focus better. And these are some of the titles I'm reading. Godfather, which is, the political. This is Black Tongue Thief, which is dark fantasy. City of Brass, which is Y fantasy. Full Metal Alchemist, a light novel, which is basically a short novella based on the series. I'll give you the sun. So, surprisingly, this is the one romance book that I'm really liking. I mean, it made me giggle, so you can say how good it must be. Illumini, which is a sci-fi, and not started, but like made progress in Little Thief, with Book Thief, and there's few more, but yeah.
Awesome.
And
That's so amazing. Yeah. Please.
That's a
and
great
Bookstagram has
question. Yeah.
helped me made like a lot of friends. So now I have friends all around the world.
Oh,
So and anywhere I go in the world, I happen to bump into some of them. So my friends are always like, "Sale to kitne log ko janta hai?"
so it's great that Kinjal is going next. So she's also a Bookstagrammer.
Yeah,
That
Awesome.
is
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Bhavik. Yeah, that's
thank
really awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, Kinjal, wanna go ahead?
Bhavik is the OG Bookstagrammer, one of the
Sorry.
oldest.
Respect.
Hi guys, I am Kinjal. I'm from Mumbai. So I was unrolling few of my books so I can make some space on my bookshelf for new books, which is how Saurav and I got connected over books, and that is how I found out about this platform and the book club he hosts. Uh, so unlike many of the readers here, I was never a reader as a kid. I never read. In fact, when I used to have library period in school, आई यूज्ड टू सीक्रेटली विश कि कैंसिल हो जाए, कुछ क्लास में बैठे बैठे सोने मिल जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए. आई नेवर वाज अ रीडर. But then in college, one of my teachers recommended me, asked me to read Khaled Hosseini's The Kite Runner. I read the book, and I think two, three of us already mentioned how his books are our favorite. And that book actually got me into reading. I absolutely loved his work. The picture he painted, he made me more interested into reading, knowing about um, what is actually going in the world outside fiction. And I absolutely loved his work. I then read Thousand Splendid Suns by him, and then there was no end to reading. Currently I am reading two books. I'll show you it. I am reading two books. Firebird by Perimal Murugan, and the second one is a Hindi book, Theek Tumhare Piche by Manav Kaul. This is the first time I'm reading a Hindi book, and I'm loving it. एकदम अलग ही feeling है हिंदी पढ़ने की. It gives a very Bollywood type
author
vibe.
also, like वो बहुत सुंदर किताबें लिखता है.
Manav Kaul, yes. I went for his play also recently, last month, Trasdi, where he is himself acting, playing his play, and it was awesome. He's again going to perform, I think, this month at Prithvi Theatre. If you guys are free, एक बार check करो. Go
Please,
for it. It
मेरे
is.
को भेजना. I want to go for a theater. मैं कभी theater ऐसा वो वाला acting वाला नहीं देखा. मेरे को जाना
मैंने
है.
भी ज्यादा तो नहीं करा है, but Manav Kaul I went for one. Another one was Lakshmi Maheshwari's storytelling session था. वहाँ पे he
वो रांझना
spoke about what?
there is a girl, उसने कुछ रांझना पे वीडियो बनाया था याद
Yes,
है.
yes, yes. The same guy. He told the entire story about Amrita Pritam Sahir, and it was very Amrita Pritam Sahir Ambrose की कहानी पूरी कही थी. It was awesome. So these two plays काफी टाइम वो लोग प्ले करते रहते हैं मुंबई में. प्लीज जाओ. I think all over India, in fact. Sorry, मुंबई ही नहीं सिर्फ. So हाँ, ये these two are my current read, and apart from reading, I don't really like anything else. So
वाह.
I don't know. मैं खुद को कैसे इंट्रोड्यूस करती अगर मैं रीडर नहीं होती. So हाँ, this was mostly about me.
Yeah,
I
Kinjal
also
has an amazing blog, so please share the link later. Yeah, please.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something.
हाँ, so as I said, books के और reading के अलावा कुछ और तो आता नहीं है मुझे. तो I talk about books everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, website, everywhere.
Awesome.
तू मैन नहीं, तू वुमन इन फाइनेंस है ना. 5 foot, blue eyes.
Oh my God, awesome! But guys, please follow Kinjal's vlog. That's really awesome. And Sumer, yeah, that's a great idea. Please share in the group also, like whenever you plan to go somewhere, so that folks can join you.
Yeah, मैं तो जाऊंगा इस
Yeah,
बार.
yeah.
Oh,
And yeah,
I just
Prithvi,
wanted to pitch in.
Link if you found something कि कहाँ कब हो रहा है. That will be really helpful.
Sorry, cut off हो गया.
कहाँ कब हो रहा है?
ये कब हो रहा है? If you got to find.
yeah,
please-
anyone got finds, just forward in the Bombay wala group, and then.
हाँ.
Done. I'll do that.
Bhavik,
Awesome.
you are saying something? Yeah.
Huh.
Please.
So I'm a like because of my experience with the books, I've become kind of a sadist where sad books don't really make me sad, and I'm in search for a book which makes me sad. So far, I've read Khaled Hosseini, which hasn't worked for me. I've read A Little Life, which again did not work for me, and I've read all the sick lit, which is the Fault in Our Stars, 5 Feet Apart, everything, all that. And no, none of them have made me sad. So I'm in search for a sad book. Oh, I've read No Longer Human as well. It was depressing, all right, but not really sad.
ये friends का थोड़ा पढ़ना चाहिए आपको.
But why do you
I-
want to be sad?
Metamorphosis ऐसा
Yeah,
कुछ.
metamorphosis. Yeah, I was just going to say that.
ये Manish
Metamorphosis
की
नहीं
बात
पढ़ा.
है.
Let's see. I want to
अरे,
see if I can feel sad. So manga has helped in that vector, but I'm looking for a novel.
Bhavik,
Bhavik.
Huh.
Yeah.
sorry, I was going to recommend a book. Read Mornings in Jenin. I recently read this book 2-3 months back. Trauma दे देगी ये book पढ़ना.
ऐसा तो
Mornings
also
in Jennings. ठीक है. I'll take the challenge.
हाँ.
हाँ. What else?
पर
Who
वो
else?
Z5 पे एक मूवी है होम कमिंग, वो देख लेना, बहुत बीटी किताब मतलब मूवी है भाई.
Homecoming. Okay.
वो अभी शायद से
Let me
यूट्यूब
write.
पर देखी, बहुत बीटी है मतलब ये वैसा हो गया क्या देख लिया.
But Bhavik, I
So
have a question.
I'm into extreme horror. So I have totally desensitized myself to the point
वो
of nothing.
बीटी होती है ब्रो. देखो.
ठीक है. Homecoming. Why am I
Yeah,
writing on
Pritam.
my?
Yeah,
But
please go ahead, Pritam.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Someone was going to ask.
Yeah.
हाँ हाँ. So Bhavik के लिए question था कि just a curiosity question, like why do you want to be sad? He said, right? I want to be sad. I just don't understand why do you want to be sad and why this sad type of book kind of interests you. This is just a
So the
curiosity
thing
question.
is, no. The thing is that whenever I go out, I see people getting excited or crying. And these things don't come easily to me. So I want to feel what they feel.
Okay.
So that's
Bhavik is like
my
भावना.
search of emotion.
There is
हाँ
a
भावना नहीं है जिंदगी में यार भावना
Bhavik
नहीं
wants to be
वो
Bhavik.
पता नहीं like there is a
नाम का. Yeah.
couplet of
आई
Zakir.
का यू करना है
There is a couplet
I
of Zakir
Wow.
and poetry के भावनाएं मर चुकी सब वेदनाएं खत्म है अब दर्द से मैं क्या डरूं जिंदगी जख्म है मैं
Yeah,
बीच रह की मात हूँ.
yeah, Sumit actually does really well. So you want to do it properly, some little bit of.
अच्छा पोइट्री.
Hmm.
अच्छा so like वो एक मतलब आई लव रीडिंग पोएट्रीज. मतलब मैं ऐसा इंसान हूँ, मैंने नासिर काज़मी को पढ़ा है. आई एम अ हिंदी रीडर और मेरे को बेसिक इंग्लिश समझती है. लाइक अगर आप तो मुझे पूछो, मैं ऐसा इंसान हूँ जो मूवीज देखता है तो मुझे सबटाइटल लगता है. मैं बोलता अरे एक सेकंड बहुत फास्ट हो गया, रुको मेरे को तो क्या बोला था. लाइक आई एम दैट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन. सो मैंने ज्यादा इंग्लिश किताब लाइक मैं आई रेड इंग्लिश जैसे जो भी. मैं ऐसा इंसान हूँ जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्यूशन वाला रहा, बिकॉज देखो कैसा मैं जितना मानता हूँ मैं थोड़ा सा मतलब कि मेरे घर में किताबें उतनी, क्योंकि मॉम डैड वो हम आते हैं वहाँ राजस्थान से आते तो इतनी किताबें वाला था नहीं, वो उतने पढ़े लिखे नहीं है. और वो कैसा रहता है कि कोई पढ़ने वाला आता है तो वो किताबें देता है. और स्कूल में तो हम तो वही क्या भाई पास हो जाए 65% आ रहे तो तुम क्या ही बाकी किताबों के एक्सप्लोर करोगे या. बट देयर वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ मी वाज ऑलवेज सेड कि यू आर नॉट गुड इनफ. तो आई वांटेड टू अपस्किल माय सेल्फ. ना ऐसे कैसे हम क्यों नहीं. तो मैं सोचा क्या पता किताबों में आंसर्स मिले. तो आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग बुक्स ऑफ सेल्फ हेल्प, हाउ टू टॉक टू हाउ टू इन्फ्लुएंस पीपल एंड दैट थिंग्स. और थोड़ा थोड़ा कि थिंक एंड ग्रो रिच वो सब. पर मैं पहली किताब जो मैंने कंप्लीट की और आया मेरे को कोई शर्म नहीं है, मतलब मेरे को तो बहुत घमंड है, मेरे को बड़ी प्यारी भी लगी थी. वो थी चेतन भगत की 3 मिस्टेक्स ऑफ माय लाइफ. असल में लोग बड़ा जज करते हैं वाला ठीक है, वो मैंने बड़ी ठीक लगी. लेकिन मेरे को मजा आया व्हेन आई रेड रेवोल्यूशन 2020 बिकॉज उसमें ना ट्रायंगुलर लव स्टोरी. इंजीनियरिंग बंदा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज खोलता है, कोटा की कहानी है. और मैं तो बैठे बैठे घूम लिया भाई जब दुनिया को, मजा आ गया मेरे को. बोला हाय वैसा वाला था. फिर मैंने बहुत किताब कैसा ना मेरा काम पढ़ाने का है, मैं टीचर. आई टीच इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स, तो मैंने एकेडमिक्स बुक्स बहुत पढ़ी है, लाइक मैंने बहुत पढ़ाया भी है, सो दैट इज लाइक, बट मेरे को क्रिएटिव रहना बहुत पसंद है, क्योंकि मेरे को शेर शायरी, मतलब रहता है ना कि जैसे एक सिंपल सी बात है कि मेरे को हर चीज में ना एक पोइट्री आ जाती है ना, तो उसका एक फील हो जाता है, तो मेरे को पोइट्री और शायरी मारना हर जगह कहाँ हो, और मैं इतना बोलने वाला इंसान हूँ, तो मेरे को लोग कहते हैं, और ये मेरे लिए बहुत है, कि वो सर काट देता तो मलाल ना होता, तो अगर बुरा इस बात का लगा उसने मेरी बात काट दी। मैं इतनी लोगों की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे साथ क्या हो पता है, फिर ऐसा हो गया, फिर ऐसा हो गया, आई एम दैट काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन, और मैं लाइक there's so many favorite poetries। अगर तुम्हें लाइक भाविक, अगर तुम्हें थोड़ा उदासी वाली चीज लेनी है ना, तो there are two poets, नासिर काज़मी, उसका एक शेर है कि मेरे घर की दीवारों पे नासिर उदासी बाल खोले सोई है।
अरे दुखी होने के लिए समझना भी तो आना चाहिए।
अरे इतनी कितनी बात है कि दैट इज सो डार्क, कि मेरी घर की दीवारों पे उदासी बाल खोले सोई है। अगर तुम जस्ट उसको थोड़ा सा देखो तो वो कितना डार्क है। ऐसा जॉन एलिया का एक शेर था कि पता नहीं, लाइक दैट इज सो हेट्रेड वाला शेर कि बेजार हो गई वो जिंदगी। अच्छा, बेजार का मतलब जो होता है वो होता है बोरिंग, ठीक है, और पुरकार का मतलब होता है तुम्हारा एटीट्यूड, ठीक है, कि बेजार हो गई हो जिंदगी से बहुत, बोरिंग हो गई हो जिंदगी से बहुत, जब बस में कुछ नहीं तो बेजार ही रहो, कि व्हेन यू डोंट हैव एनीथिंग इन योर कंट्रोल, बेजार ही रहो, बोरिंग ही रहो। तुम खून थूकती हो ये सुनकर खुशी हुई।
तो मुझे तुम्हें
अरे कंप्लीट
मुझे तुम्हें अपना ऑडियो बुक बनाना पड़ेगा, तब जाके समझेगा, स्पार्क नोट के साथ।
तो जॉन एलिया इज अ वेरी डार्क काइंड ऑफ पोएट यार। भाविक तू इस बात काटता है, नमस्ते। सो लेकिन हाँ, अगर थोड़े मैं पोइट्रीज पढ़ता हूँ, मुझे पोइट्रीज बहुत पसंद है, हर चीज मतलब मेरे को बहुत
तुम्हारा बोलने का जो अंदाज है उससे और इंटरेस्टिंग बनता है।
हाँ, मैं जाकिर खान को बहुत सुनता हूँ ना, तो मेरा वैसा वहां से वो रहा है, मैंने सीख लिया, पूरा कॉपी कर लेता हूँ ना भैया, हम तो सब कर लेंगे, वैसा वाला रहा है। तो वो पढ़ी किताबें अगर मैं बोलूँ, सॉरी मेरे से पहले कोई जाने वाला था, शुभोदया, सॉरी मैं आ गया बीच में, तुम मेरे बात कर लेना।
नहीं तो मेरा सर काट दो, चलेगा।
वेरी नाइस।
सो उसके बाद मैंने बहुत अलग अलग, मतलब वो चेतन भगत की वो पसंद आई, उसके बाद थोड़ी कुछ किताबें जो मुझे बहुत मदद की, देयर वाज अ बुक बिकॉज़ आई वाज वेरी, मेरे को ना ऐसा कोई भी वो बोल के चला जाता, मैं बोल नहीं पाता था अपनी चीजें, और मैं कोशिश करता था मैं लोगों को इंप्रेस करूं, आप समझ रहे हो, यू वांट टू फिट इन ना। तो फिर मैंने किताब पढ़ी नो मोर मिस्टर नाइस गाय, which is a very nice book which talk about boundaries, which talk about keeping your things on the table। वहाँ बड़ा मजा आने वाला लाइफ में, और हम तो कूल बनना चाहते थे ना, तो वहाँ पे फिर मैंने खुद को समझा, एंड देयर वाज अ बुक ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस एक थी, फिर देयर इज अ बुक, देयर इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट व्हिच इज कॉल्ड द पिकअप आर्टिस्ट की किताब है वो, द गेम करके, जहाँ पे वो लाइक बहुत डार्क किताब है, हाउ टू टॉक,
right? Yeah, I have.
हाउ टू टॉक टू गर्ल्स पे है कि कैसे तुम एक्चुअली लड़कियों से बात कर सकते हो। तो द गेम बुक है, अपने को लगता रहेगा कि उसमें कुछ लेसन सिखाया है, लेकिन बहुत अच्छे से, बहुत ही स्टेप बाय स्टेप किताब है मतलब, और वो चीजें एक्चुअली वर्कआउट करती है। हमको लगता है कोई भी जाके ऐसी बात कर लेता है, नहीं, वो बहुत ट्रेन कर चुका है, कि जैसे फटाक से ऑडियंस को जीत लेना कोई प्रैक्टिस की हुई है, वो उस किताब में बहुत अच्छे से बताया। फिर मैंने वो कौन सी पॉल कॉले की किताब है अल्केमिस्ट, वो पढ़ी थी, मुझे वो गडरिया बन के गया था, मेरे को लगा लव स्टोरी है, फिर पता चला कि अरे यार ये लव स्टोरी नहीं है, ये तो खुद की लाइफ को पता करने की किताब है। तो मैं तो ऐसा अपने बहुत इंटरेस्टेड हो जाता हूँ। उसके बाद मैंने बुक्स अभी करंटली तो वही बाय बैक योर टाइम और सेल्फ हेल्प बहुत किताबें पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं, क्योंकि मतलब बिजनेस को कैसे मैनेज करना है, वो सारी चीजें मेरे को लगता है, मैं प्रॉब्लम सोल्यूशन वाला इंसान हूँ, कि ये प्रॉब्लम है तो उसको सोल्व करेंगे ना, फटाक से पढ़ लेता हूँ। और सर साइड में एक किताब जो मुझे बहुत पसंद है, लाइक पिछले एक साल में अगर मैंने कोई किताब पढ़ी है और मैं मतलब मजा आ गया, बट विच वाज 40 रूल्स ऑफ लव। दैट बुक इज, क्या रे गीला रूबिस्टन 35 साल की औरत है, जिंदगी में थोड़ी बोर हो गई है, एक इंसान की किताब पढ़ती है, उसकी लाइफ में उतनी वर्कआउट भी नहीं करी, जिंदगी नहीं चल रही है, किसी की किताब पढ़ती है, वो किताब में शम्स ऑफ तबरेज, वो इंसान इतना फियरलेस इंसान है, उसको पता है कि मैं यहाँ पे बोलूंगा तो शायद से मार डालेंगे मेरे को, लेकिन वो डरता ही नहीं, वो बोल देता है। फिर शम्स और तबरेज और रूमी की दोस्ती के बारे में बात की गई है, उसमें इतने कैरेक्टर आ रहे हैं और इतना ड्रामा हो रहा है इधर, इतना कि भाई आज तो शम्स मर गया भाई, आज तो नहीं बचेगा ये, फिर भी शम्स बोल रहा है, पता हाँ जा मर जाएगा लेकिन बोलेगा। फिर वहां पे ईला रूबिस्टन को इस इंसान से प्यार हो जाता है, ये घर से झगड़ा करके वहां जा रही है, और बहुत खूबसूरत किताब है। और वहां पे कोई हाउ टू 40 रूल्स ऑफ लव में कोई नहीं सिखाया कि प्यार करना कैसे। इट्स अ बुक ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप, इट्स अ बुक ऑफ लव, एंड वो बहुत खूबसूरत किताब है। अगर मेरी कोई रिकमेंडेशन रहेगी ना, मैं तो सोच रहा था उस पर पॉडकास्ट बना दूं। मेरे को पूरी कहानी ऐसा टप 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 याद है, मैं थोड़े भूल गया हूँ, लेकिन 40 रूल्स ऑफ लव इज लवली बुक। मतलब तुम्हें पढ़नी चाहिए, बहुत सुंदर सी किताब है, ऐसा मजा आ जाता है। उसके अलावा मतलब मैं तो कुछ ना कुछ तो पढ़ते ही रहता है ऐसा टाइम पास में। एक कुछ इजी रीडिंग बुक अगर आपको चाहिए ना, अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, ऑस्टिन क्लॉन करके राइटर है। ऑस्टिन, मेरे को पता नहीं उसका पूरा नाम क्या है।
Feel like an artist. Yeah.
हाँ,
Yeah.
स्टील लाइक एन आर्टिस्ट करके किताब है। कीप गोइंग करके बुक है उसकी, और शो योर वर्क करके बुक है, विच इज रियली गुड फॉर क्रिएटिव पीपल। एक और बुक है जिसका नाम है द आर्टिस्ट वे, अगर आपने पढ़ी होगी। उसमें ना एनीबडी कैन बी एन आर्टिस्ट के बारे में बात की गई है। उसमें दो चीजें बताई है। वन इज मॉर्निंग पेजेस। यार सुबह सुबह उठते हो ना, कभी कभी मेरे को बीटी होता है, आई जस्ट फील समटाइम कि यार क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, मेरे को मालूम ही नहीं मेरे को क्या करना है आज के दिन पे, एंड आई एम डूइंग रियली गुड इन लाइफ ऑल्सो। ऐसा रहता ना कि ऐसा, अरे मैं मतलब मैं 7 साल तक तो कुछ नहीं कर रहा था, धीरे धीरे मेरी चीजें वर्कआउट कर गई। लेकिन फिर उधर रहता है कि वॉट एवर बीटी या फिर जो भी तुम्हारे दिमाग में चल रहा है, कचरा लिख दो पेपर पे, एंड इट फील सो फ्रेश। एक वो है, और एक आर्टिस्ट डेट है जहाँ पे कहा गया है या भाई निर्मल नॉर्मल लाइफ में रोज गुजर रहे हो, पक जाओगे, बोर हो जाओगे, एक दिन खुद को डेट पे लेके जाओ खुद के साथ, जिसमें जैसे मैंने खुद कि किंजल बता रही है थिएटर होता है, तो खुद को थिएटर तो लेके जाओ, एक्सपीरियंस करो कैसा होता है यार। ऐसा कुछ अच्छी जगह पे, मतलब कभी चले जाओ, क्या कहते हैं ना कि स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी देखने, और वो एक्सपीरियंस तुम्हें बहुत प्यारा बनाता है। तो इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ मैं बहुत बोलता हूँ, सो आई जस्ट एंड अप माय सेल्फ।
So that just deserves, shows that you deserve that YouTube Creator Award, right? So
हाँ,
yeah.
that these all are ways to express myself.
Yeah.
YouTube, my journaling, all those things ना, कैसा था कि at the age till the age of 20 I didn't got much good friends, और मेरे को बात करनी नहीं आती थी। तो जब मेरे को बोलना आया, मेरे को मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड मिला, मैं बोला यार मेरे पास 20 साल की बातें लाओ, मैं बहुत बोलूंगा, और अब मैं बहुत बोलता हूँ। तो ऑल दिस आर वेज टू एक्सप्रेस माई सेल्फ, कि तुम बताओ कहाँ क्या होता है, मैं तो आ रहा हूँ, वैसा वाला जस्ट काइंड ऑफ थिंग।
And lots of so first of all, awesome, right? Lovely story, Sumer. Lots of lovers of 40 rules here. So last time I actually read from 40 rules. Sabreena runs a book club title. This is the book of the month. Sabreena, maybe after Shubhodiya, you can go. But yeah, thanks a lot, Sumer. And
Thank you so much.
awesome. Shubhodiya, yep, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Sumer. I hate you so much for taking away my crown. but yeah यार, तुम्हें सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आई एम मीटिंग समवन फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम जो ऐसे ना हर बात पे शायरी बोल देता है। सो आई कैन इमेजिन तुम्हारे इंजीनियरिंग के क्लासेस बहुत अच्छे जाते होंगे। तुम वैसे कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाते हो?
मैंने ऑलमोस्ट मतलब 10 12 15 सब्जेक्ट कवर कर लिए। I made 2000 more videos from like
Since when?
7 years.
यार I completed my engineering like last year and I wish ऐसा कोई tutor तब मिलता यार।
Branch?
Computer science.
So maybe you have heard of last moment tuitions, कहीं ना कहीं तो you would have read from something तो होगा, या फिर यार नहीं नाम
self publicity सुना तो होगा ही।
I didn't publish.
Yeah, I must have.
I wrote LinkedIn. मैं टाइम पास कोरोना में कुछ था नहीं करने को, वहाँ वाला क्या करते हैं, किताब लिख देता हूँ। तो आई रोट अ बुक ऑन लिंक्डइन। अगर आपको कभी लिंक्डइन सीखना है तो इसमें बहुत सारी मतलब सॉरी टू से बकचोदी वाली बुक कहानी है। मतलब मैंने 10,000 फॉलोवर ग्रो किए, मैंने कैसे किए, और मेरे को जॉब भी नहीं चाहिए थी, तो मैं सब कहानियां डालता था लिंक्डइन पे। मेरी
सटल फ्लेक्सेस बहुत करते हो ना यार, मुझे जॉब भी नहीं चाहिए थी, मेरे लिंक्डइन पे
90% people go for LinkedIn because they want job. So यार मेरे को तो I am not professional also ना, there is a लोगों को डर लगता है यार इंग्लिश बहुत है ना, मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता मैं या वो तो रही है मेरा।
That's great, yeah, Sumer. But yeah, to introduce myself, I am Shubhodiya, and I'm from Pune, brought up in Pune, everything in Pune. And I'm 23 years old, and like Saurav mentioned, Sabreena runs a book club, and I'm also a member of that, and that is how I met Saurav yesterday, actually. So yeah, that is how I got to know about this club, and here I am. Reading कहाँ से शुरू की यार ये बता नहीं सकते, because I think my earliest memories are कि read कर रहे हैं. My family is very much into reading, so I can't tell you what the first book was, but it was probably some Ruskin Bond. And I till date I do love reading Ruskin Bond and the Bazaars of Shimla. Like मैं कभी शिमला नहीं गई हूँ, but I pretty much know how it would be because of Ruskin Bond. And I think मैं बचपन में बहुत thrillers and mystery fictions ये सब बहुत पढ़ती थी. So I used to collect Nancy Drew, Famous Five, the classics, and also a Bengali mystery detective, and that is called Feluda. So I used to read Feluda a lot. So Bengali में नहीं पढ़ सकती थी. I always read in English. So yeah, I used to read Feluda a lot, and then the time like जब से मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि I actually got into reading, मतलब समझ में आ गया this is my favorite thing to do, was back in 9th standard जब my school used to, instead of giving trophies all the time, my school used to gift us books as presents, as awards. So my school gave me And the Mountains Accord by Khalid Hosseini, and तब से downfall हुआ यार. मतलब एक बार वो लत लग गई ना कि लिटरेरी फिक्शन पढ़ना है, पढ़ते पढ़ते रोना है, आंसू बहाना है, कोई कुछ पूछे कि यार क्यों रो रहे हो, मैं कैसे समझाऊं कि यार इस बंदे की बहन इससे लेके गया है कोई, आई डोंट इवन हैव अ सिबलिंग एंड येट आई एम क्राइंग बिकॉज द जो बहन चली गई है उसके पास से, उस बहन को पता भी नहीं रहेगा कभी कि उसका कोई भाई था जो पूरा लाइफ उसको ढूंढता रहा. सो that is how I got into literary fiction, and since then I have been reading literary fiction a lot. Matlab, that is my go-to genre. And romance also. Matlab, I was the kid who would read on Wattpad. I write on Wattpad as well. So Wattpad पढ़ती थी, so I used to read a lot on Wattpad. Romances वहीं से पढ़ लिए हैं. So अभी ऐसे particularly romance मैं नहीं पढ़ती हूँ.
हाँ सुनो.
But क्या?
नहीं
go
सॉरी,
ahead.
कॉल आ
Go
गया.
ahead.
उसके घर
ओके. सो या बस यही है मेरी जर्नी रीडिंग की. रीडिंग से राइटिंग में भी मैं गई हूँ बहुत. आई लाइक राइटिंग, आई राइट ऑन द साइड, so that is my hobby. I also compose music on the side. I taught myself the guitar to be able to do that. So yeah, apart from work, this is pretty much my life. And the book that I'm currently reading right now, do not judge me. It's just that I've already completed my Goodreads goal, so I can like go into shit fiction and shit about fiction. But this is turning out to be a really good book, and it is called Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And I really hope it turns out to be good. So बस यही पढ़ रही हूँ, and after that I'll start 40 Rules of Love. And I'm the kind of person who if I pick up a book, I will read till the end. मतलब I might hate it. It might take me 2-3 months to finish, but I will make sure I read it till the end to be able to hate on that book. बिना पढ़े मैं hate नहीं करने वाली हूँ. So yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
that
So
is me.
great.
People fear giving me their book recs because I end up hating them. Sometimes, not every time, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. मतलब पढ़ के हेट करने में ज्यादा मजा है. So recently I am sure you know कोलिन हुआ कि ये बुक निकली है, सॉरी बुक नहीं मूवी निकली है, It Ends With Us. So when I read that book a year ago, I did not really like it as much. तभी भी उसका marketing game अच्छा नहीं था. It was being wrong, like marketed wrong. And अभी भी जब movie निकली, I went to watch it because I wanted to hate on properly. I'm that kind of person. Hate करना है तो एकदम तहे दिल से करूँगी. So yeah, off to you, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Hi. I have to like head out, so I'm gonna keep it very short. But I like Kinjal. I was never a reader. So मतलब बचपन में मुझे बहुत फोर्स करते थे सब लोग पढ़ने के लिए, but मैं कभी पढ़ती नहीं थी. And then, but I always wanted to be like, even though I was never a reader, I always wanted to be a reader. And then I think right before the pandemic was when I started reading. I don't know, I just forced myself to sit down and I started reading. And फिर pandemic hit हुआ, and then उसके बाद कुछ करने के लिए था नहीं, so I just kept reading. Like that's all I did. Day and night I would just read, and I realized that कुछ मतलब किधर ही मैं किसके साथ बात करूं. Like I was with a guy that time and he totally got bored. Like he was like क्या बोलते जा रही है पागल books के बारे में. And that's what I started with the book club. But yeah, abhi filal I think reading is like my only personality as of now. I have nothing more to do. And considering that all of y'all are talking so much about Khalid Hosseini, I think I should pick up any one book because I have not read anyone from the author yet. So yeah, I think that's all about me.
Can I suggest one book, Sabrina? Because others
Yeah,
will say
yeah.
that this book is the worst of all the books that he's written. But yeah,
Oh,
start with And the Mountains Accord.
chalega.
Then go to
No,
the Kite
no.
Runner. No, then go to the
Acha,
Kite
okay,
Runner.
you're
Yeah.
building the okay.
Yeah,
Acha,
Got
see,
it.
theek hai,
And the
done,
Mountains
done, done.
Accord is my favorite one, and I will die on that hill that everybody who hates it doesn't understand that book. I will die on that hill. But
Okay.
yeah,
I,
before you
मैं
also
पढ़ के
join
hit
that
करूंगा.
gang, before you also join that gang, start with this book.
Perfect. Done, done, done. I'll do that.
Great.
Okay, chalo guys, I have to drop off now.
Yeah, thanks
But it was
for joining,
great
Sabrina.
meeting you all.
Yeah.
Bye,
And thanks.
Sabrina.
Bye guys.
Lovely meeting you. Yeah. Thanks. Bye. I think Sutapa, we're supposed to go. You wanna? Here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello,
Please.
everyone.
Hi, Sutapa.
Hi. Hi, I am Shubhapa. I am from Bengal. I was an avid reader since childhood and started my reading journey with fantasy stories of prince and princess. Mm. Then academic burden hit me in a sudden way and I stopped reading. My reading habits again takes a flight when I was in my graduation with English literature. And then I read a vivid array of books from various genres because I don't have any choice then. My third genre is existentialism, absurdism, as they tell you the basic dark nature of human life, which we generally try to cover up. And my current favorite author is Bhavik Sarkar, a Bengali writer. His horror stories, which is imbibed with the tantras and Dosh Mohabita of Matri Shakti, and it is really fascinating because it's very new to me. Okay, that's all. That's all I have to say.
That's interesting. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. And
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Who next? Or anyone wants to share anything? Hello, Hema Ma'am.
Yeah, I'll take the chance now.
Yeah. Please, ma'am.
I
Yeah.
was just listening to all of you. I was not sure whether I fit in here or not. My reading journey was from my school. We used to have a library period. So, school and college, I was a extensive reader other than academic. Then for 21 years, I was out of books. Last 10 years, as I've been staying alone, so again, I picked up this habit of book reading. So most of the books that y'all spoke, the new generation books, I would say. I'm still into Nancy Drew or fiction. Khalid, I have read. I have read all the three books. And right now I'm reading Hippie from Paul Coelho. Uh, too many books names are coming to me, but I need to select few. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for joining. And yeah, you definitely fit in. And it's good to see you so open and so engaging and so lovely smiles, right? So yeah,
Thank you.
thank you
I
for
think we'll
joining.
get better book recommendations from you.
Yeah, ma'am.
I read more fiction because last 10 years I have been feeling lonely as my daughter has moved on, something people call empty nest kind of.
Yeah.
So this is the hobby which has helped me. I read more of fiction. Like even I was also worried when Bhavik said, sad कैसे होता है उसके लिए book read करना है. अरे sad नहीं होना है. Sad में से बाहर निकलना है. इसके लिए fiction पढ़ना है. Comedy, fiction and
नहीं,
life.
हैप्पी तो बहुत ओवर लिया है. अभी सैड की बारी.
हाँ ठीक है. हमने भी 20-25 साल तो हैप्पी रहने में बुक से दूर हो गए थे. But it's all phases of life. But you should have something to stick around when you really want to do something for yourself. So books, dance, and singing. These three things I have got into in the last 10 years.
हाय दिस इज सो नाइस. कैसा रहता है पता है, रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी चल रही है पर कुछ साइड में ना एक अपना चिल वाला जोन रहता है कि यार 5-10 मिनट मिले कुछ पढ़ लिया या फिर कुछ सीरीज देख ली. वो ना गुनगुन चलते रहता है, वरना दिन गुजारने में थोड़ा तो मजा आना चाहिए ना.
Yeah, my daughter and grandson, when they visit, I sing, I dance, I play cricket, I play football. So he's going to be 5 years. So उसके साथ बॉल के साथ खेल के तो यूं बचपन याद आ जाता है. So you should have something to stick to at a. That is why I was saying I really the way you all speak, the amount of reading that you have done, I have also done, but more on fiction. In my office also, professionally also, for 3 to 4 years, we used to handle around 900 industrial customers. So we used to also give them books on their birthdays. So it's a nice the power of words and
Just to
get
add
in
one
touch.
thing. Yeah. Like Hema Ma'am said, right? I think when you look back in life, right, you just remember the very small moments. Like, आप मतलब एक महीने भी you work, you won't remember how you spend your time. But even if you spend some time with family or did some activity of your own, you will be remembering those small moments. So life, if you just keep looking back, it's just about those small moments which you keep remembering, and it's a nice thing to have that small thing.
Little things,
Uh,
yeah.
listening to somebody use the word Nancy Drew and famous five, and a smile on your face. Oh, Nancy Drew. Still, people are reading Nancy Drew and famous five. So
Right?
it gives a nice connect.
I
आजकल
don't
के
know
बच्चे
about
नहीं
the
पढ़ते वो.
current generation. Yeah, I don't know about the
आजकल के
current
बच्चे नहीं
generation.
पढ़ते.
But like when I was in fifth standard, तब था Nancy Drew notebooks, and then you graduated to Nancy Drew के actual books when she's an adult. So yeah,
Wait, there's an
that's
adult
why I used
version?
to beg my dad. Adult in the sense that Nancy Drew is adult, it's still PG.
Okay. No, but I was not aware.
Yeah, so see, Nancy Drew notebooks में she's in school, and Nancy Drew normal वाले में she is a college going adult, I think.
Oh.
Like she has a boyfriend named Ned. That is the only
किसी ने
difference
मिल्स
between
एंड
the
बूंस
two.
नहीं बोला बट
नहीं, वो
किसी ने?
एक बुक पढ़ के साइड पे वो शिमरिंग बॉडी देख के नहीं पढ़नी है और आगे.
Which book?
No, you don't need to concern. You already passed the phase in Wattpad, so don't worry.
No, I want to know now. I want to judge. Come on, tell me.
बोलो भाविक बोलो नाम कोई बुक का
So it's a company called Mills and Boons that make romantic but the smutty
Anna
kind.
Huang and all.
No, that's totally like Regency area. So 17, 18, 19th century में. I think few
Achha, okay.
modern ones.
My
But so
college
yeah,
days. When I was in college at that time, this was craze.
Oh.
And that too
ये
hiding from your
that
parents and
वो टाइम
family.
के एना हुआंग है वो. एना हुआंग भी नहीं, इससे भी डेंजर.
We used to read
Wow.
different things hiding from our parents.
I once hid Twilight from my parents. Like I did not hide, but I have this habit. Like बचपन से whenever I got a book from the library, I would tell like my mom every day कि इस book में पता है क्या हुआ, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. And then suddenly Twilight was the craze. Everybody who doesn't even read is reading Twilight. So I picked the book from my library, and there was this kissing scene between the vampire and the protagonist, and I knew that I couldn't tell my mom about this. So I subtly kept mom about that, and like whenever my mom would ask kya chal raha hai book mein, you're not telling me anything, and I would tell her about the other backstories ki pata hai Bella ki mom uske saath nahi rehti hai, etc etc etc, and then like it became very suspicious कि मैं अचानक से कुछ बता ही नहीं रही हूँ इतने मोटे बुक के बारे में, and the cover is also a woman is holding an apple, and like तभी से उनको शायद से थोड़ा suspicion हुआ. So like one day I went off to take a bath, and then my mom and dad took the book and started searching it up on Google. By the time I come back, they're fuming कि why are you reading a PG-13 book? I'm like, it's just PG-13, I'm 13, I can read. But yeah, that since then I knew that अभी से मम्मी को नहीं बता सकते क्या पढ़ रहे हैं. And surprise की बात ये है कि I did not even like Twilight. मुझे वो बुक पसंद भी नहीं आई, and I fought for that book.
ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ था. मेरी एक दीदी है, मतलब मैं उनसे बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस हूँ. मेरे ट्यूशन टीचर थे, तो मैं उनके यहाँ पे जाता था. तो हिलेरी करके एक दोस्त था. दीदी ने बोला क्या चाहिए बर्थडे में, तो हिलेरी ने बोला कि मेरे को सिडनी सेल्डन की बुक पढ़नी है. दीदी ने कहा कि नहीं, तू 17 साल का है, अगले साल तू 18 साल का होगा तो तेरे को मिलेगी वो किताब. अब मेरे को क्यूरियोसिटी आई कि ऐसी क्या किताब, और आई वाज 13-14. मैं बोला यार ऐसी कौन सी किताब है यार. मैं बोला दीदी मेरे को चाहिए. बोलते नहीं नहीं नहीं. फिर क्या हुआ, when I was 16-17 और मे बी 18-19, there was a, मतलब वो भंगार वाले की दुकान थी और उधर 5-6 किताबें पड़ी थी सिटी सेल्डन की. तो मैंने 100-150 में पूरी लेके आ गया और मैंने एक भी नहीं पढ़ी कभी उसको। मैंने
पढ़ी नहीं तो कैसे चलेगा, पढ़नी तो पड़ेगी।
अरे बस मैं लेके आ गया क्योंकि यार मेरे को मना किया था कि पर फिर मैं पढ़ दिया। बहुत चाड़ी किताब है यार। मेरे को
वो उतनी जाड़ी नहीं है,
पतली किताब
मैं जाड़ी।
मैंने सारी
वो
सिडनी
लिटिल
चैनल
लाइफ लेने
पढ़ी
जा
हुई
रहा
है,
है।
सारी हैरी पॉटर की सीरीज पढ़ी हुई है।
मैं मूवी देख लेता हूँ, मतलब हो गया अपना। तो आई फाइंड ऑल्सो, पता नहीं, आई डोंट नो, लोग उसमें ये भी आर्ग्यू करेंगे कि आप मूवी में क्या उतना मजा नहीं आता जितना बुक्स में आता है। बट मैं ट्यूसडे विद मॉरी करके किताब है, आई थिंक सो, बहुत
I
खूबसूरत।
also read it. I reread it last year.
मैं उसकी देखा, मला यार मैंने पढ़ ली थी यार तो 30%, फिर मला मूवी है, वाला क्या बात करे, मूवी है तो वाला देख लेता हूँ, हो जाएगा स्टोरी खत्म।
मूवी है उस बुक के बारे में, क्या बात कर रहे हो?
हाँ, ऐसे में मूवी तो बनेगा ना, पैसा है।
देखनी पड़ेगी।
बहुत ही फेमस
एक
बुक
बात
है।
बताओ, जिसने ट्यूसडेज विद मॉरी पढ़ी है, इज इट अ फिक्शन बुक और अ नॉन फिक्शन बुक?
इट्स अ रियल
Non-fiction.
फिक्शन।
It's real story.
So
Okay.
so it's
रियल था।
it's a
हाँ,
like based on real story, but
Yeah,
there's a good message, right? So that like
हाँ.
yeah.
Every time I go to buy that book, my friend would always be like, "तू ये मत ले, मैं मेरा कॉपी दे दूंगा तुझे," but he never gives it to me.
It's a beautiful book.
I want to read it.
मैंने
Did not make me cry.
PDF I can share if you can send me your
मैंने
GD.
क्या किया पता है, मैंने
Oh, it's fine. मतलब I can read it, but like वो किसी और ने annotate करी हुई book.
तो मैंने भी पहले जब पढ़ी थी मुझे कुछ ज्यादा मजा नहीं आई थी, but then you have to have that kind of, you know, second time when I read,
mindset.
then you get connected.
हेमा दीदी को पता चला आप जीवन में ये तो पढ़नी ही पड़ेगी, सिमिलर लाइक।
ये देखो, इसको जाड़ी बोलते हैं।
पहली बार पढ़ी थी
ये
तब
लिटिल
किसी ने
लाइफ है
मुझे
ना?
सजेस्ट की थी,
नहीं
but तब मजा
दिस
नहीं आया
इज
था।
मालाजान सीरीज।
Oh, okay.
वैसे गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स की भी 1400 पेजेस, ज्यादा नहीं।
हाँ तो मतलब फिर तो मैं सीरीज ही देख लूंगा ना, मतलब मेरा तो ऐसा है यार कि अगर इक्विवेलेंट है तो बता।
जिसकी सीरीज नहीं होगी उसका क्या है?
हाँ तो फिर देखो, डिपेंड करता है कि तुम कितने एक्साइटेड हो। जैसे अमीश की किताब है रावण, मैंने वो पूरी पढ़ी है। आई वाज एक्साइटिंग अबाउट द कैरेक्टर। वो मतलब इतनी सी तो नहीं है, थोड़ी सी अच्छी खासी है, बट अब सो मतलब मेरे को इतना उस कैरेक्टर को इतना है कि कैसे था, क्या हुआ, कैसे बना वो इंसान, तो आई वाज सो इनटू इट। मेरे को पढ़ने में मजा आ गया और मतलब ज्यादा फटाक से मैंने निपटा दी थी वो बुक।
But the author has
Sorry to
रावण
interrupt,
पति है।
but did you
tended
read
very
all
nicely.
those things? Ram, Sita,
नहीं
then
नहीं
Ravan.
नहीं, आई जस्ट रेड रावण।
No, na. But if you would have
तुम सीधा
started
थर्ड
from
बुक पढ़ो।
Ram, then you'd know that the whole 3 books are just repeat of the same story from their perspective.
Yeah,
So,
actually,
I loved the Shiva trilogy, so that's why I bought that Ram, Sita, Ravan. The Ram was okay. I liked it because I wanted to go with the same angle. Then when I started reading Sita, then after certain point of time, it's the same story, same line, just a few sentences here and there, like from Sita's perspective. Same again, same story from Ravan's perspective. But you will get bored. I felt like
मल्टीपल पीओवी।
I read only Ravan. So it was
you
So
read
what I've heard,
I read
what I've heard
Sita
is
and
Ravan
Ravan.
is written, ghost written, and not actually written by him.
Conspiracy theories.
अपने को क्या करना है ब्रो, किताब मजा आई मेरे को।
A lot of books are ghost written. So
वो तो नैन्सी ड्रू और जब हार्डी बॉयज का पता चला, I was like what?
true यार, जब पता चला Carolyn Keene is no longer the actual writer, तब बहुत बुरा लगा. But like continuing on this mythology line, have you guys read The Palace of Illusions? चित्रा देवा
मेरे से नहीं हुआ,
Yeah,
बहुत
I read.
डिफिकल्ट लगा।
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
And it was my first time, like don't hate on me guys, but it was my first time reading Mahabharat, and wo bhi from that female perspective, bhai sahab, like I couldn't keep that book down. I loved it.
नहीं, मैं महाभारत नहीं पढ़ पाया कभी, और ना मतलब उसको देख भी पाया, वो बहुत लंबा।
मैंने तो सिर्फ वो अमर चित्रकथा की कॉमिक पढ़ी है।
अच्छा, Hema Ma'am, how did you like it?
I liked it. मतलब मजा आया पढ़ने का. Couldn't keep it down.
है ना?
अरे ऐसी
So
बहुत
मेरे वो
किताबें
same
होती है
काट
जो
दिया
ऐसा,
तुम्हें.
ऐसी बहुत कम किताबें होती है जो ऐसा couldn't keep it down वाली होती है।
Yeah.
I have a question, like I don't know, I get judged a lot, और लोग ऐसा, why people hate Chetan Bhagat? बहुत सारे आंसर्स आएंगे उसके. Just a question.
Oh, people see what I can
People
say
are oak
is
and dumb intellectuals.
अच्छा, they just like
maybe
that. वही चीज.
People are
maybe, but
dumb.
it's
वो
it's
starter
like
pack हो
people
गया
have
वो.
read better,
No,
and
so
it's maybe
yeah, so see,
sometimes it
वो
hits you,
starter
sometimes
pack
it's
है.
not for you.
I
Yeah,
I'd
like
recommend there's a video series called Long Videos of Chetan Bhagat. So what happens
Mhm.
is he can write tough books, but he actually wrote a book.
See, actually, I would like
पैसा
to say
कमाने के लिए.
something here.
वो
Chetan
एकदम
Bhagat,
मसाला और मतलब ऐसा
Chetan Bhagat एकदम simple book है. I introduced my daughter to reading with Chetan Bhagat. From there, it's the start of the book. You don't have to use a lot of. किसी को एकदम बेसिक पढ़ना चालू करवाना है तो
Dostoevsky
चेतन भगत
दे
इज
दिया
ओके,
पहले ही.
अदरवाइज
one problem
Even
that's
I
happened with me.
started
I started
reading
with Power of
English
Now.
books from Chetan Bhagat because I'm a Bengali medium, so I read only in Bengali in my childhood. Most
I
of
like
my readings in
like
Bengali.
तो पता
the
है एक चीज
Bollywood
मुझे जाननी
मसाला
है.
जैसे रिवॉल्यूशन 2020 में I like the Bollywood मसाला वाला फीलिंग
अरे
है.
मेरे को मजा आ गया भाई. वो
घाट वाला सीन्स
there
है.
is a good person, there is a bad person. अगर आप bad और nobody, I didn't relate it in Revolution 2022 with the good person. I was like यार ये जो बंदा है जो सच में सही नहीं कर रहा, और मैं उससे ज्यादा रिलेट कर पाया rather than कि वो जब सब सच्चाई के साथ वाला चलने वाला नहीं. ये तो घूस भी दे रहा है, ये चीटिंग भी कर रहा है, इसको like पता नहीं, like we are like the weak guy, बाद में जीतने की वाला होता है.
I personally feel like कुछ authors होते हैं ना जिनकी I feel like कुछ authors ऐसे होते हैं जिनकी movies जब book की बन जाती है ना, the movies are better than the books. Sometimes there are a few books like that, and I think that has happened for me in case of Chetan Bhagat. मैंने उसकी कोई book अभी तक पढ़ी नहीं है पूरी, तो comment करना भी अच्छा नहीं होगा. I won't hate on the author without having read his works, but जितना पढ़ा है मुझे लगता है कि his movies have worked out way better than the books.
So just a note here is so what happened is Chetan actually had to rewrite his book again and again because कोई publisher छप नहीं रहा था because it was complex and subplots and all
Gated
this.
community,
So
etc.
he had to dumb it down, so to say, and after that, so it became. So yeah, like there's a but I would highly recommend Chetan's long video series on YouTube. So he has very frankly talked about his journey and like ups and downs, right? So yeah. Cool.
नहीं,
But
अरे मैं कभी बोलता हूँ ऐसा देखते हैं रिचिंद्र अच्छा ये ऐसा करते हैं, बोला इतना भी कुछ नहीं था. और मैंने शुरुआत में तो पावर ऑफ नाउ भी पढ़ी थी, लेकिन मैं 4 पेज में गिव अप कर दिया. फिर मैंने 1 साल तक किताब नहीं पढ़ी. मैं बोला भाई मैं आई एम नॉट अ पर्सन ऑफ बुक रीडिंग. और पावर ऑफ नाउ इट इज सो कॉम्प्लेक्स बुक अकॉर्ड का, लेकिन बाद में मैं समझ पाया उस चीज को. पर तुम शुरू ही इतनी मुश्किल चीज से करोगे फिर तुम गिव अप ही करोगे भाई, ऐसा मेरे को लगता है.
Very true.
But
You need to have that book that gets you into reading, and if that was Chetan Bhagat for you, like there's no judgment there.
good for you, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Shiva trilogy is such a favorite, and there's such a well written. I'm sad to hear about this Ram thing because I was thinking of
Yeah.
starting that, so probably I'm scared now.
Yeah, really.
मेलुहा बहुत अच्छी पढ़ी है. मेलुहा मैंने ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट की.
Because yeah, Melua is like a book. I'm not sure. Like I'm not that much into English reading. So complex English, I don't understand much really. So
Same here.
it's also a very simple English, and the like story plot and all like those mythological things, but how that can be like very scientific a way if you just stick to the rules of that things like something like that. That's the rules of the fiction, right? kind of that.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I love like how the suspense went on, like
And
at
that good
least
and
in the
evil,
second one.
good
Yeah.
and evil thing, right? Like you think you are in the right part of history, but opposite person what is doing is wrong. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own side.
And one line of always stuck with me, like from that Senapati, I forgot the name. There is no universal truth. There is only your
Yeah.
truth, and there is only my truth. I just love that line. Yeah, the different perspectives. Like you never know, like
Yeah,
what you know. It can't be that always. Yeah.
There's one thing, I'm eating and I'm talking, so I'm feeling shy कि यार लोग बोलेंगे खाते हुए बात कर रहा है, तो should I off my camera and talk या फिर ऐसा? I just have a
नहीं,
question.
just
What
No,
do
show
you
us
like?
your mukbang. Show us your food.
yeah,
What are you
you should
eating?
let us
यूट्यूबर है हम.
Pavlov's
क्या ही बोल
experiment.
रहे.
It's called मटका भेल. but पता नहीं. I love it.
Ah, okay.
एक और चीज है. Have you ever thought about writing something?
I write.
I always think to write, but I never did.
I only think I have written comics in school.
Wow.
That's about it.
That's
Like you
cute.
drew also?
Yes, everything from
Wow.
illustration.
That's
I even
so
made a series around Harry Potter and its sequels. But the thing is, at that point, Deathly Hallows had not released. So, and I only watched things in Hindi. And I made everything out of like all the fandoms, like all the cartoons I had watched, all the TV shows I watched, all the movies, and then mashed them up into different collaborations with Harry Potter.
Oh.
I didn't hear the
I-
last part. Sorry. Collaborations with Harry Potter.
So I made like a not cameo exactly, but like mix. So like Harry Potter goes into the Mummy world or Power Rangers.
Oh, so fan fiction.
Yeah, you can say that. And then I made myself a superhero
Oh.
and
What
wrote
power did
story.
you have?
तो चड्डी अंदर
Everything.
पहन के बाहर.
नहीं चड्डी बाहर थी.
So sorry, story.
Oh my
every power imaginable. क्योंकि at that point I had watched so much of anime and cartoon कि the possibilities are endless.
I had a question for you, Bhavik. I think you said that you have read books for more number of years than I've been alive for. How many years have you been reading for?
So based on the tinkle, I think this or next year will be 25 years.
Okay, fine. I can't compete with that.
2000 and 2001 is my earliest memory of reading. I mean, probably I might have read before, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay,
माँ के
fine.
पेट से ऑडियो बुक सुनते सुनते.
I remember I read before that.
Are your mom dad readers, Bhavik?
They were, but they lived in small houses and they did not keep books. So they used to borrow or read from somewhere else. That's what that was with me as well because I used to like there was a library in Borivali before, which got demolished because of the new railway.
Oh no.
Yeah, but the library guy was like, he just gave me one book and he's like, "Tu aram se ek hafta lagega," and I would finish it in one day. Then he started giving me two books and I would finish two books in a day. And ऐसे ऐसे
Challenge
करके
accepted.
वैकेशन
चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट.
वैकेशन पे जाता था तो आई वो लाइक दो ही दूंगा मतलब अरे वैकेशन पे जा रहा हूँ मैं हूँ तो आई वुड टेक 4-5 बुक्स एंड देन फिनिश इट अप इन द वैकेशन एज वेल.
भाई तेरी पावर चाहिए मेरे को. एक दिन वीडियो देखूं,
Fast.
एक दिन बुक
नहीं वो
पढ़ूंगा, एक
पहले
दिन
था.
पॉडकास्ट बनाऊंगा.
नहीं नहीं दैट्स द थिंग.
I would have made 100 videos at least.
दैट्स द थिंग कि वो पहले था so that's why I named my Bookstagram account that voracious reader क्योंकि I used to be voracious like ये 500 pages कुछ नहीं एक दिन में हो जाएगा आराम से. Now I struggle. 10 पेज पढ़ने को स्ट्रगल होता है.
And I
Fastest,
miss
I
school days
remember I
because of
wrote,
this.
I was
Yeah, continue,
admitted
sorry.
in a hospital. Yeah, sorry, no, it was.
Oh.
I was admitted in a hospital, I remember, and I was in fifth. So everyone knew that time that I'm fond of reading. So they used to bring that fruits and all. Na? So they were recommended that bring books, no fruits. So one of my sister actually took Chander Pahar. Have you read? Sort of.
I've seen the movie.
Okay.
That's my
Movie?
first novel. My
Chander
brother
Pahar.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Bengali movie, no? Dev
Yeah, I
and a
No,
tiger
know.
or an
That's
animal. I
the
don't know.
killing of the
Yeah.
like.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but
I don't know. My parents were
anyways,
just very
Yeah,
happy
that
that the
was
Bangla
the
movie.
movie. Please don't watch the movie if you haven't.
yeah, really, it's just kill the like
So,
romance about the bunip. I'll say
so,
anyway.
so, so the protagonist,
So
so he lives in a city life, but then he has a calling. Something is calling him somewhere. He wants to explore that. So that's he goes to Africa and then it shows the journey. So it's like a hero's journey. You guys have might have seen right that hero's journey. You live in a safe life. There's some calling. First you ignore that, then you cannot ignore that. You go to adventure. You meet friends. You meet enemies. Then you fight with the dragons. You hoard the gold. You come back and then you distribute that whole cycle, right? Yeah.
Is
Sorry
it
to.
similar to
and
alchemy?
And when she came, she gave me that book, and before she leaves, I completed it within 2 hours.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's amazing. That was also my first
Can you
novel.
please
Oh
type?
my god.
Oh. Okay.
Saurabh,
Sorry.
what was the book name? Can you please type? मैं जरूर उसके बारे में
Yeah, sure, sure.
Chander
Chander
Pahar,
Pahar. Yeah, I'll just type.
Mountain of the Moon.
हाँ.
वैसे मेरे को लगता है
चांदे
बंगाली में
पहाड़।
लिटरेचर बहुत सही ज्यादा अच्छा है
Oh
मतलब
yeah, it's a treasure trove. Yeah.
अरे वो सब पढ़े लिखे हैं, बाकी सब वाले पैसे कमाने में थे, वो लोग पढ़ने में थे।
बंगाल का लिटरेचर लाइक पता नहीं लेकिन मैंने बहुत
seriously, man.
It's too good. Like I never felt like I'm out of something good of reading that I have to read in English because I am from Bengal. Medium, I always say.
मेरे को थोड़ा बहुत
Yeah.
समझ सूझ
But
भी गया था
So it's comparable to the Russian literature. That level of depth is there. Yeah, but more translation has to be done.
Russian literature
Right.
has often been translated to Bengali because whenever my father quotes something, it's always Chekhov, Chekhov, Chekhov. And I'm like, do you realize he's not a Bengali writer?
ट्रांसलेशन में आई थिंक देयर आर टाइम्स दैट
I even
कि वो
wrote, I
बिगड़
even
जाता है।
read Agatha Christie, Jules Verne, Sherlock Holmes. Those also I read in Bengali,
Yeah.
but I didn't like the translations. Like it's just the
Yeah, a lot of
translation.
things
So
get lost in
all
translation.
yeah, all that good thing like was not there. I could understand, but anyways.
So you know there is a movie as a kind of a Bengali movie of Irfan Khan,
Namesake.
And
The movie destroyed it.
तो book है।
Shush, shush.
Yeah,
The,
really.
the book
I
is The
didn't like the
Namesake by
movie.
Jhumpa
I
Lahiri.
also felt like I
love
had to
Jhumpa
read the
Lahiri.
book because I didn't like the movie much.
Lahiri is
That
The
lovely,
movie
but
was shit. Like it was wrong in all the places. Like right after the kids were born, it went wrong. Like
I saw it recently and I thought, why people are so much
But
so
pata nahi, I
upset
just-
about this movie? I'm not sure. Maybe I have to read the book.
Yeah.
I
Read
felt
the
that
book. Oh my
way.
god! When I saw it online, my parents always keep asking for movie suggestions, and I saw it online. I was like, oh my god! I read this book. Watch this movie. And then इतना बड़ा चौपट हुआ ना मेरे parents के सामने. I'm
Few
like,
things are good about the movie as well, but the connections I could feel like they couldn't show it properly. Like it
और मेरे को
was
नहीं वो
kind
जब
of
बोला
evident.
बच्चे का नाम रखते हैं तो डॉक्टर आ गया बोलता व्हाट्स द नेम क्या नाम अभी थोड़ी उसकी तो नानी आएगी ना तब बताएगी कि ईश्वर ओ क्या आप एक काम करो उसका शौतो नाम रख दो शौतो नाम क्या होता है बोलते मतलब वो शायद से पेट नेम
Pet name.
निक नेम कि वो सो शौतो नाम द रियल नेम इज भालू नाम और हमारा 10 साल तक तो शौतो नाम ही था उसके बाद ऐसे ही नाम रखा था और वो इतनी प्यारी बात है कि अपने यहाँ पे तो ऐसे ही होता है भाई तुम बाहर का पता नहीं बोला नहीं भाई ये अपने इधर तो पहले नाम बताओ तब तुम्हारा ये बनाऊंगा और फिर भेजूंगा वो तो अरे यार अभी क्या करने वो इतना मतलब पता नहीं जैसे वो थोड़ा थोड़ा था ना वो चीजें मतलब और उसका जो कॉल जो उसका उसके बेटे का नाम था यार आपने मेरा ऐसे इंसान के नाम पे नाम रख दिया ही वाज अ रीडर एटलीस्ट
Who was a reader? The father was a reader, not the
Father
son.
was a reader.
Yeah. But like the movie destroyed it. मेरे पापा को पता ही नहीं चला कि मतलब main issue क्या है पूरे movie में. What is the main क्या बोलते हैं crux? Why does the son have a problem with the name? And why does the son not know who he is named after? The movie doesn't show you that easily. But the book is magical. Like being a Bengali who's brought up outside of Bengal, like Pele Pune, then Gujarat, then back in Pune, I related so much to everything that has been written in that book. Whenever there are Bengali functions in non-Bengali areas, how other people react, how you have a certain connection to your own home, and how some things just make sense in your home, but to other Maharashtrian people, it won't make sense. So yeah, I loved that aspect of Jhumpa Lahiri. She writes beautifully. Like her whole genre is immigrants living outside, but she is beautiful. Like her writing is beautiful.
Guys, very quickly, I'll just read from a very nice poem. Okay.
Yeah.
It's called How to Love in Sanskrit by Anusha Rao and Suhas Mahesh. It's a very highly suggested book. So it's called Why I Am an Atheist. Okay. When the Creator made her, if he had his eyes open, would he have let her leave heaven? Surely not. If he had his eyes shut, Could he have achieved such perfection? No chance. Therefore, it is proved that Buddha was right. There is no creator.
Oh.
So this is by, from Treasury of Birds Jewels, attributed to Dharmakirti, Buddhist monk. And so he was supposed to be based out of Nalanda. So a very nice thing is like this Hindu, Buddhist, Jainist monks, as well as in other religions also, the spiritual leaders. So nowadays we think that monks' life is separate from that householder life, but earlier it used to be. So India was a celebration of life, sexuality, and so all these things, right? Nalanda, if you go to Ajanta, Ellora, the celebration of life, celebration of the whole, love, right? Yeah. Sorry to just end the conversation, but I just remembered I was supposed to read from this.
That was beautiful, yeah, Saurav.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's 9:40. Oh wow, this is so fun today. Oh my God, thanks a lot, guys. Any?
Yeah, I was outside. I joined just before 9. I thought, okay, let's join for a few minutes.
I was having a session, मैं just वो खत्म किया और मैं बोला मैं भी दिखता हूँ यार, आज दोपहर को आ नहीं पाया मैं।
बहुत बढ़िया, आ जाओ कभी आप।
नहीं, मेरे को सच में आना है।
हाँ भाई।
मैं सैटरडे संडे थोड़ा पैक रहता है, वरना मैं जल्दी आ जाता।
कैंडीज में कितना मजा किया, जरा फोमो दो हमको।
अरे पूछो मत भाई यार, बहुत मस्त था आज, मतलब so much fun and oh my God, I honestly I didn't expect so many people to show up. I think 25 plus people. It was the first session and 25 plus people actually showed up. So yeah, thanks to oh my God, I am like so happy today. I can't express it. So yeah.
नेहा आई थी थाने से? Did Neha come from Thane?
So yeah, Neha came, Keyur came. Then so we had like the range of people that came, like from actors to directors, from bankers to politicians.
Wow.
It's like a networking event, huh?
Oh
I'm so jealous of all of you living in Bombay. ये सब events वही होता है।
ऐसा नहीं होता है।
ज़्यादा नहीं, 4 घंटे दूरी है, सुबह निकल जाना।
नहीं, सुबह तो क्या होता है पता है अपने को लगता है सब अपनी लाइफ में ना इतने उनको नहीं पता होता कि चीजें कहाँ हो रही है बॉम्बे में।
हाँ, सही।
उनको भी नहीं पता होता।
बॉम्बे में हुए हैं वो महीने में कभी एक बार कहीं मिले तो मिले, वरना तो वो 3-4 महीने, मतलब एक ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट है जो मुझे लगता है कि बाहर के शहर वाले हमारे शहर से आते हैं और हमसे ज्यादा अपना शहर घूम के जाते हैं।
हाँ, एक्चुअली मैं खुद नहीं घूमा हूँ जितना मेरे लोग घूमे।
बस बातें
किंजल भी मुझे साल में 1-2 बार मिल जाती है तो बहुत है। बाजू में रह के भी।
अच्छा,
like where are you from, Kinjal, if not Bombay?
Mumbai only. Same. Bombay.
Oh, still okay.
Still,
that's what I'm saying. She lives 2 stops away, but I have to take appointment to meet her.
Yeah, fine.
Busy man. Kinjal, you didn't tell me about that story, na? So Kinjal is messaging me, "Hey, are you in this event?" I'm like, "No." He was like, "No. I had a very awkward conversation." I'm like.
So I almost so yesterday there was this launch. Bhavik was also there. Thankfully, he wasn't there when I had this awkward conversation with some random person. So there was this bookstore opening yesterday, the Fictionary bookstore, Bandra mein tha. We all were there, and I had messaged Saurav if he was planning to show up, and he said no, uska working hai. He might be at office. He might not be able to make it there. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then at the store, I thought that I saw Saurav. So for 15-20 minutes, I was just looking and thinking, agar wahi hai, should I go and ask if it is him or koi aur hai? It is so thoda scary hai to go and ask someone if you are that person. So I messaged Saurav if he's there. He did not reply at that time immediately, but in the meantime, what I did was I went and asked, "You Saurav?" And
so was he Saurav?
No, Saurav.
He was like, "जो नाम से बुलाना है बुला लो, चलेगा मेरे."
अरे नहीं दोस्ती हुई कि नहीं फिर?
Oh god, it was so awkward. That guy, I even forgot his name. In fact, right now, that guy was looking at me like this. Huh? What beta? यार, it was
What
so
beta?
awkward.
Beta.
He might have thought कि कोई बच्चा आके
बच्ची है
कुछ तो पूछ रहा है
Prank कर रहा है या
random.
कुछ।
किंजल, ये तेरा डबल इंसल्ट हो गया कल तो।
डबल और क्या हुआ था मेरे साथ कल?
ओम ने तेरे को नजरअंदाज कर दिया।
But
We will not
no,
talk about that.
seriously, Kinjal, like big shout out to you for the. So please share the blog link. She has put in so much effort and all that. Yeah,
I will
and
do that.
that day I messaged her. I was reading at the same time Sylvia Plath and that. Oh, oh my God, that was crazy.
What
But
about Kinjal blog?
What do you write about in the blog?
Mostly books and my days in general.
Huh?
I'll share the link. Wait.
yeah. That day I went to like I think for 1 hour I was just reading a post one by one. So yeah, good, great.
Wow. Oh my
She
God,
also
thanks
wrote me a
so much.
letter.
I wrote a postcard to Bhavik yesterday.
यार ये कैसे हो रहा है यार, ये मेरे को भी सीखने का है।
नहीं, मैं दोस्त हूँ ना, तुम अभी बने।
अभी बन गए ना, अभी तो now तो everybody is friends. Now that you're in the circle.
किंजल बोलेगी भाभी क्या कर दिया।
ये postcard भी मैंने बनाया था.
हाँ, you can see her.
So sweet.
Kinjal, quick
Oh.
question. Days
What?
at the Morisaki bookshop, yes or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
If you are
Absolutely
in a
no.
slump, yes. If you are in a reading slump, yes, it is a very time pass, happy-go-lucky kind
Just
of.
the part 1, not part 2.
हाँ. Part 2 is very Bollywood types. मतलब एकदम random है, not needed at all. But I found it good because
नाम में मोरिसाकी शॉप है सिर्फ।
I found it good because मैंने जब ये book पढ़ी थी at that time I had just finished reading 3 very traumatizing book and plus I was not very emotionally happy in my life, so मेरे लिए तो ठीक ठाक अच्छे से गई थी वो book. But in
Bhavik
general,
wants those traumatizing books.
what?
Bhavik wants those traumatizing books.
I have already recommended. But उसको traumatizing.
जेनिंग्स वाला नाम वापस टाइप करके दे।
Mornings in Jenin, oh my god, this book everybody
Jenin.
must read.
Okay.
Why must I suffer alone, na?
Apart from morning,
what is this book about? Morning in Jenin, kind of a short story.
Historic fiction है. It is about the war, Palestine war, how it started. It takes you through 4 decades and 4 generations.
तेरे पास फिजिकल है?
ही मेरे पास, मैंने अपनी दोस्त को दे दी, इतनी ट्रॉमेटाइजिंग थी कि तुम भी पढ़ो.
ये हम करते हैं, पता है?
Give it to me.
जैसे तो डार्क मूवी देखते हैं ना, मेरा एक दोस्त है निशाद है।
I low-key felt bad afterwards because जिसको मैंने वो बुक दी थी, she was so traumatized after that. She called me, she was crying, I was consoling her कि बहन थोड़े टाइम रुक जा, मत पढ़ आगे तू वो बुक. I felt so bad, I should have given some disclaimer ये वो. But she enjoyed it.
मुझे कुछ मत देना, तो सिर्फ बुक दे दे।
मैं पूछती हूँ.
इसको फेंक दे।
Even Funny Boys haven't even read that one.
Funny Boys पढ़ा है? I think नहीं, वही ना श्रीलंकन वाला।
क्या है? What is that story?
Again, historic fiction, political unrest, riots के टाइम पे वो बुक लिखी गई है, श्रीलंकन fiction, and it is about a boy who is coming of age, बड़ा हो रहा है, riots है उसके आसपास, he कैसे बोलूं, he's also at the same time discovering his sexuality. Sorry?
नहीं, फैमिली मैन में भी थोड़ा श्रीलंका का बताया था। Is there any similarities there?
नहीं, मैंने ये नहीं पढ़ी दूसरी वाली।
अरे वो सीरीज है, वो मूवी नहीं, कोई नहीं।
No,
वो फैमिली मैन, सॉरी। मैंने वो देखी भी नहीं है तो
नहीं, उसमें थोड़ा श्रीलंका के बारे में बहुत अच्छा बताया है कि उसमें क्या था। मैंने पॉडकास्ट बनाया था उस पे छोटा सा about that.
Okay.
Do you want to read
I can't remember. Maybe related हो सकता है, I'm not sure.
हाँ, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है क्योंकि अगर वो पूरा पॉलिटिशियंस और वो पूरी चीजें उस पे है,
सेम ही होगा तो फिर ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर होगा, बट पढ़ो, ये बुक बहुत अच्छी है।
If you want Sri Lankan fiction, there's 7 Moons of Mali, but I won't recommend it.
कोई हिंदी बुक्स
वो तो कवर देख के मूड ऑफ हो गया।
बहुत weird था यार, बहुत विचित्र book था. It was one of those books that I wanted to get rid of, so I read it quickly. कि इतने ये गंदे vibes नहीं चाहिए मुझे और इसको इधर ही खत्म करते हैं.
ऐसा था ना. हाँ, कोई हिंदी किताबें पढ़ रहा है? जस्ट पता नहीं, अभी मेरे को ऐसा
Suggest some ना.
हाँ, suggest. I'm only reading this.
मैंने हिंदी 3 साल ही पढ़ा है, उसके बाद
नहीं
हिंदी
मेरे
को
को
टाटा
पढ़नी
बाय
है.
बाय
लाइक
कर
आई एम
दिया.
नॉट सजेस्टिंग, मेरे को खुद को ही मालूम.
Any suggestions?
दो बैल की कथा पढ़ी थी बुक
मानव
रिव्यू
और
करने के
जैसे
लिए बचपन में.
वैसा कुछ मेरे को पढ़ना है. जैसे क्यों पता है? क्योंकि जैसे गोदाम करके थी, ये सारी बुक्स में बहुत
मुंशी
स्टोरीज होती
प्रेमचंद.
है. लाइक मेरे को सीखना है थोड़ा स्टोरी टेलिंग, मतलब कि कैसे वो कहानियों को बिल्ड करता है. आगे जाके क्या पता मैं लिख दूं ऐसा, लेकिन मेरे को सीखना है.
Sure, I'm sure.
मैं ना वो
Kinjal,
प्लेस का लिंक भेजूंगी.
हाँ,
I think you'll love it and you'll also learn from it.
see it in the group itself. क्योंकि हाँ ये
हाँ, yes, group, yes.
yeah, हाँ, awesome. Okay, guys, that was so much fun. So today morning, I just came from I think 6:30, so I was a bit tired. I thought कि नहीं करते हैं. Oh my God, it's been on for 2 hours. So
2
much
hours.
fun. Yeah, thanks so much for joining. Oh my God, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Any closing remarks,
Thank
words,
you.
or we just say bye?
Just
Okay,
read for fun.
wait for
Good luck
fun.
for Monday.
नो बीटी, नो बीटी.
So happy to.
मेरा कल छुट्टी है.
अरे
मैं
entrepreneur.
Thanks for conducting this session, huh? Nice
हाँ,
meeting you all.
Absolutely, Shubhodiya.
चलो,
Nice
bye.
meeting you guys. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah.